welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And check out the Mavs. Fashion first, getting off the short a rotation play. Nothing that they can't overcome, but it does shrink their margin for error just a bit.
Short a rotation player, nothing they can't overcome, but it does shrink your margin for error just a bit.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. Marjanovic is out there with Hardaway. Then there's Richardson, and there's Porzingis, and it's Doncic in at point guard. And for Portland, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Powell is out there with Giles, and it's Nurkic in at the center, locking down the middle. And so it's the Mavericks getting on the board first. Lillard, the pass to Nurkic, kicks it out to McCollum. Now Powell. And the foul on Josh Richardson. That is his first foul of the game. Tonight, Greg, two teams with a lot of history that know each other very, very well.
And sometimes familiarity breeds contempt.
Yeah.
And that goes for the players, coaches, and fans. This one might get heated.
I'm sure you felt that way many times when you play.
Almost every time I took the court.
Good.
You literally want to dislike your opponent.
Well, you have got to take this shot away from Luka Doncic. He's too good to be given the mid-range look.
Collin passes to Nurkic. Kicks to Lillard. Porzingis with the block. Richardson left side. That one wide left.
Well, you simply have to shake that one off, right? You can't let that kind of missed opportunity bother you.
Here's Giles. Lillard left side. For Dallas, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Here's Richardson. Powell pulls it in.
And it didn't fall, but that's the kind of shot they want their offense to create.
You know, it can be frustrating when you make the right play and fail to reap the rewards. You just have to stay with it here.
And when Lillard's hitting the tray ball, it really opens things up for him. As good a passer as he is, he becomes a major headache for the D if he gets hot from beyond.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
And the basket by McCollum.
Both with and without the ball, McCollum is a tremendous spot-up shooter.
Doncic right side. Porzingis. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Here's Lillard. Following the basket by Kristaps Porzingis. McCollum, no good. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Here's Giles. Powell kicks to McCollum. Over Richardson. Nurkic. Great positioning on the putback.
And just a massive player. Nurkic's combination of size and strength helps him on that offensive glass.
The 3 for Doncic. A shot, no good. Now Portland takes it the other way. Jumps up. And then Lillard slams it in.
Want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
Now here's Doncic. Shoots over Lillard. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Nurkic with the steal. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Don't let his height fool you. Lillard can rise up with the best of them.
Mavericks trail by 5. Doncic outside. Here's Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Beautiful reverse jam right there.
Use the rim to protect the ball, I think. McCollum finds Lillard. Here's the 3. But they'll get another chance. A rebound by Marjanovic. The Mavericks have gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. Richardson the pass to Porzingis. That three off the mark.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Back to Powell. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Lillard against Doncic. Rocket 6. Here's Powell. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks.
Well, one thing there's no question about is that Norman Powell is a gifted athlete. Now it's about rounding out that game, particularly his shooting.
Brunson with it, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. Out to the right wing. Got it off in time, and the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so the first quarter is in the books. Portland out in front. They lead by 6. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
I don't fear nobody.
And if Lillard's proved anything to us, Greg, in his career, you know he loves a challenge.
One of the premier big shot makers in this game. I don't know if there's anyone you'd rather give the ball to in crunch time.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. Guys, what stands out from the Blazers so far?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
On the court for the Mavericks, we've got Jalen Brunson. Willie Cauley-Stein is out there with Maxi Kleber. Then there's J.J. Redick, and it's Finney Smith in at the 3. Now here's Brunson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Here's Cauley-Stein up and in on the layup.
Nice work inside by Cauley-Stein. Great tools as a finisher.
Here's Simons. Brunson covering. Anthony with it. Out defended by Cauley-Stein. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, there is something special about the way Enes Kanter performs on the offensive end. He is a tough cover.
Hey, Greg, you played in a different era of NBA defense. When you look at how defense is played now in the league, how do you feel about it?
You know, Kevin, I think the introduction of the zone, by and large, has been great. You get a lot more switching, and I think it brings more skill into the game. Don't get me wrong. I do miss the physicality that we had back in the 90s, but I tell you what, right now, my body wishes I had the opportunity to play in this era.
I bet it does. So it's Portland now. The Mavericks making the shot. And it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll retain possession. And Portland making a change here. McCollum's checked in. How about that strong defensive performance for this half's mobile 1 block?
And he's all over that shot. Has it read the whole way and gets the position he needs to make a play.
The pass to Jones. Kicks it out to McCollum. And that comes off the assist by Jones. McCollum's got the lead up to 7 now for Portland.
And that's an element McCollum brings to their offense, the ability to drain the outside shot. It stretches the defense and makes them keep bodies on the perimeter.
No good from Finney Smith.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Kleber with the bucket. Kleber's got his second basket of the game.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Redick against McCollum. Pass to Kanter. Over Cauley-Stein. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Porzingis is checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Hardaway comes in for Maxi Kleber. Josh Richardson's checked in for J.J. Redick. And Doncic is subbed in for Jalen Brunson. Now, here's Doncic. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Now, just a 3-point Trailblazer lead.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
McCollum feeling it out a bit. Passes it to Cantor. Back to McCollum. From 15 feet away. Shot is good off the back rim and in. McCollum's got 5 points in the quarter.
You know, he's had better starts, obviously, but he's shaking it off here in the second.
Now, Doncic. Richardson left side. Finney-Smith kicks to Richardson. Out to Doncic. They get the rebound. Porzingis. The shot is good. And so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
We've got 1:18 left to play here in the half. Pass to Simons. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And we talk about court awareness. There, McCollum doing a beautiful job spotting the open man.
Now, here's Doncic. Right side, Porzingis. 6 feet out. And he connects with the jumper. Porzingis has got 8 points.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Out to the right wing. Off target with his 3. Mavericks trail by 3. Here's Richardson. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Richardson's got his first basket.
He is too good a mid-range shooter to leave him that open.
McCollum with the bounce pass. Anthony, the pass to Cantor. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
The efficiency of Enes Kanter is impressive. This guy's massive on the blocks and knows how to score.
The pass to Porzingis. With 4 seconds on the clock. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. And that'll do it for the first half. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again. After 2 quarters, it's Portland out in front. They lead by 1 point. Kenny, how'd you score? And that does it for our...
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. And it's been a clinic out there by Kristaps Porzingis.
In those first 2 quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
Well, you can see why they would continue to play through him. He was tough to stop, super assertive down low. Just great work.
Nurkic is out there with Giles. Then it's Little. Then it's Damian Lillard. And it's Powell in a 2-guard. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half with. Marjanovic, no good. Portland leading. And now Portland on the break. Little gets the bucket.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Well, Norman Powell, these last several seasons, has turned himself into a knockdown shooter. And obviously last season, much more involved on the offensive end. And that, to me, was his best performance to date.
Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. And now Lillard running the floor all by himself. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And when Lillard sees an opening, he takes full advantage. Skilled at drawing contact.
And the first one drops.
And with Powell, they rely on his shooting to open things up for everyone else.
Yeah, and for Norman Powell, he knows what he's about and welcomes that role. This is a guy who understands how to relocate in the midst of plays to create separation from defenders. He's always ready in catch-and-shoot situations.
Now, here's Doncic. 6 to shoot. Back to Redick. Up top, Doncic. Covered by Lillard, and the basket is good. And it's 6 points for Luka Doncic.
We We call that staying calm, recognizing the situation, and saving the possession. Doncic able to beat the clock.
Here's Lillard. He's got 9. Back to Powell. He kicks it to Lillard. Three-pointer. Portland no good that time either.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Here's Doncic. That one goes. Count it. Doncic has got 4 points this quarter.
Just another way, Luka Doncic is such a tough cover. This guy's knack for getting into the painted area and converting both easy shots and contested shots.
And it's Lillard missing. For Dallas, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Cauley-Stein goes in for the lead, and it's good on the way in. Cauley-Stein's got his second basket.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And it's denied.
Not how they hoped to start this half. 1 for 5, brick after brick. Let's start building the building.
And Doncic is right there. And now it's a 3-point Maverick lead.
Well, Luka Doncic has every skill necessary to be a difference maker on the boards. Let's begin with his great size.
Now here's Powell. Rager, the all-time assist leader for the Big West Conference. In that frame, talk about some of the traits that make for a good floor general, a good point guard, a good facilitator.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you have to be a leader because that's what the position calls for. Unselfishness, instincts, that stuff matters. But ultimately, your teammates got to feel like you play for them. And that's when you have a chance as a team to be special.
I'm assuming you've always been like that. Am I correct?
No, that is not
really?
true.
Wow.
I evolved into a leader. In all seriousness, I think some guys are natural. Others, like myself, had to evolve into it.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Cantor checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Giles. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Little. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Powell. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Porzingis, he's checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Maxi Kleber comes in for Marjanovic. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Josh Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Luka Doncic. Up the floor. And the shot is good. The Maverick lead has been cut to just 1 point on the basket from Jones.
Sometimes a player is born with a passer's mindset. He deals it with conviction.
Brunson with it. Jones covering. Brunson against Lillard. Brunson kicks to Kleber. Inside shot. And the bank shot is good. Kleber's got 6.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Lillard way outside. And it's all evened up.
You won't find too many players with a better understanding of the pick and roll than Lillard. He runs that set to a T.
Now here's Brunson. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Here's Redick. Pass to Kleber. And he uses the glass on the layup. Kleber's got 4 points in the quarter.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
McCollum dishes to Jones. Back to McCollum. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. It's Dallas up by 2. From Portland, we're back in a moment. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. On the court for the Mavericks, Kleber is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Hardaway is out there with Jalen Brunson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 slot. That free throw good from Hardaway.
I'll tell you, Tim Hardaway Jr. has shown signs of being a lights-out scorer. And he's got the game to do just that. He looks better and better every year, guys.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Norman Powell comes in for Derek Jones. And it's Simons in for Lillard. The shot's good from Cantor.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Boy, when it's this close, you try not to give up these kinds of buckets. Boy, you got to do better defensively.
Defensively, you can't back off him that much. You don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
Hardaway against McCollum. He feeds it to Cantor. Back to McCollum. Shot clock at 6. Over Hardaway. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
Boy, I love seeing Cantor distribute the basketball. If you're open, this guy will find you.
Hardaway, that's a two-pointer. Stolen by McCollum. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. Passes it to Simons. Releases. And with that, the Maverick lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from McCollum.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Pass to Brunson. Back to Hardaway. Some nice passing here by Dallas. And that one drops for him.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Here's Simons. And we're around 2 minutes into the 4th quarter here. From 11 feet away, up again, and staying with the play, Anthony. Anthony's got his first bucket in this one.
You know, you have to like the activity from your superstar. Anthony staying involved even off the basketball.
Here's Finney-Smith, guarded by Powell. Finney-Smith passes to Brunson. Just 5 to shoot. Finney-Smith kicks to Brunson. The 3 from Porzingis. A rebound by Simons.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
How about the fearlessness of McCollum? Doesn't shy away from taking or making the big shots.
Now here is Hardaway. Around 3 minutes gone here in the 4th quarter. Porzingis inside. He's covered by Cantor. Sinks it. And the shot from Porzingis.
Well, one thing we know, Porzingis is fearless. He had no hesitation on what was a huge basket for them.
And here's McCollum for 3. It's rebounded by Dallas. Porzingis has got 5 rebounds tonight, and that's an intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. And then for Dallas, Marjanovic checked in for Maxi Kleber. Josh Richardson comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Jalen Brunson. Here's Jones, following the basket by Kristaps Porzingis. Jones, the pass to Giant. And he commits the intentional foul. It's the first that gives them a 4-point cushion.
Well, what a pleasure to have a 7-footer who you can play through, because Kristaps Porzingis, that nice shooting form, carries over to the free throw line. That is crucial.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Lillard's checked in. Now, here's Lillard. Over Richardson. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
Listen, simply put, he's got to finish that. It's not like the defender was right on top of him.
He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game.
Well, just knocking them down from the charity stripe, extending the lead. Simple basketball.
Lillard attacking, and Lillard throws it down.
This is what he's known for. When it's an important possession, Lillard knows how to come through.
Doncic against Lillard. from the wing, and right on target. Good. And the Mavericks lead by 7.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
Lillard way outside. Off target from outside.
He couldn't believe how open he was. He just couldn't convert it.
Kicks it out to Richardson. Kept alive. On the wing, Hardaway. Again, the Mavericks score.
How about the timing from Hardaway Jr. looking very comfortable taking shots after catching the pass.
Jones, the pass to Lillard. From deep. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Jones against Porzingis. Takes a 3. And it's Portland with the rebound. Doncic with the steal. To the inside. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
This guy reads situations so well, and he knows how to execute.
So we see the Mavericks get the win here. They came in here and took care of business.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
A stunning view of the moon. And as
hey, Kevin,
it might indeed, David. Well said. Thank you for that report. And they've got a few injuries on their bench. Less options, but you'd think not too big of an impact for them.
2 players injured, one of their stars out, something they'll have to dig deep to overcome.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's George in at the 1 spot. And for Dallas, they've got Porzingis. Richardson is out there with Luka Doncic. Then there's Hardaway. And it's Marjanovic in at the power forward.
And known as a tremendous shooter for his size, Porzingis wasn't quite as accurate last season, which surprised some people.
Yeah, and you know, Greg, some people would automatically assume that because Doncic attracts so much attention that Porzingis would get more wide open looks. But you've got to remember, Porzingis missed a full season and was coming off an injury and needed to reacclimate himself to NBA gameplay. So that takes usually a season plus another season before you're all the way back.
And Morris has got the ball here for the Clippers. Leonard kicks to George. A three-pointer off the mark.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
To the paint, here's Marjanovic. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Yeah, Josh Richardson is just not a scorer and defender, folks. He can pass it, too.
Now, here is George. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist by George.
There's PG creating for a teammate. Terrific dime drop.
First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Here's Doncic. Hardaway.
Well, I tell you what, energy and activity from Hardaway Jr. there, showing you exactly what it takes to keep plays alive.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Yeah, and you know, that's going to be the focus of this timeout. They need to come up with a spark to get the offense going.
And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Outside, George. And the shot goes down.
And George is so smart, so crafty on the dribble. He's just got an excellent way of controlling the ball and his body as he's dribbling.
Now, here's Doncic. Pass to Marjanovic. Knocks it loose. It's stolen by Morris. And here we go. Here's Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
What strength from Leonard there, not allowing the defense to get the best of it.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. And Doncic hits it to go.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
The Clippers have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. George passes to Jackson. Greg, we have a league of many great playmakers, don't we?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. LeBron James is obvious. You know, he played point guard technically for the first time last season, but he's always been a floor jumper. You look at a young man like Ja Morant, and he's been on the attack since day one when he hit the league. And there's so many more of those guys that are having an impact, understanding the value of that lead guard position. It is fun to watch.
It is so fun to watch, I agree. From deep, George. It's hauled in by Richardson. The Mavericks leading. Doncic kicks to Hardaway. To the left wing. And the foul called on Marcus Morris. That'll be his second foul of the game.
I think he has to play more conservative from this point on. I mean, that's 2 fouls already.
And some changes here for the Mavericks. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Marjanovic. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Doncic. And stolen by Richardson. And it's the Mavericks on the break. Out to Porzingis. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
You know, Porzingis is a guy who's used to having to fight his way through the defense, and good balance allowed him to do that there.
Outside for Batum. Back to Rondo. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. 54 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Brunson with it, and Richardson now atop the key. Lets it fly from 18. That one's off. He's now 1 for 2. Los Angeles has gone 0 of 3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Now the pass to Kleba. Plays it up and banks it in.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Clippers trail by 4.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Pass to Kennard. At the elbow, Batum. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this...
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Mavericks ahead, up by 2. And we'll get going after this from the American...
Everybody has a chip on their shoulder.
Greg, that last point is key. This team plays lockdown defense.
And that's a big part of their identity. Most teams talk about being well-balanced. This team lives it.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen here, guys, from the Mavericks.
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
Yeah, and you know, when a team establishes an edge on the glass early, it really sets things up for the rest of the game.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Batum is out there with Patrick Patterson. That's Rajon Rondo. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's Man in at the 2. And here's Rondo. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to go on Willie Cauley-Stein.
You know, I still think Rondo is a great role player in the league. He knows he's out there to distribute the ball and provide leadership on the floor, and he does both really well.
And Clark, although he's not the force he once was on the floor, Rajon Rondo still can give you strong minutes in bursts.
Greg, I tell you what, I love watching this guy work. I know his double-digit assist days are long in his rearview mirror, but this dude still knows how to run a team, and he is ideal for leading your second unit because he's an orchestrator, a facilitator, a playmaker, and guys love playing with him. You can just feel how guys enjoy playing with Rondo running the show.
Doncic against Rondo. Passes to Kennard.
Hey, you can't forget about this now. Rondo's averaged double-digit assists multiple seasons. As good a passer as any in this league.
Doncic against Rondo. Doncic passes to Cauley-Stein. To the left side wing. They get a hand on it. Batum with the steal. Here's Kennard. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Way to work the glass. Buffet style. Second chance buckets. They can make a big difference.
Mavericks have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Doncic feeling it out. The long distance three is buried. Doncic has got 7.
Boy, shots like this prove Doncic has the ability to be a major threat from there, expanding his game.
Pass to man. Now here's Kennard. Six on the shot clock. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Oturu's shot is off. Mavericks leading by 3. Teardrop shot, and Doncic lays it in. He's got 9.
Doncic is able to blow by opponents and make them pay. Even though he's not the greatest athlete, he's sneaky quick.
Doncic with the steal. And Finney Smith gets it to go. And the Mavericks lead by 7.
You have to love the unselfishness on display there. Excellent passing.
And the Clippers call time here. We know how important the draft is, Greg. It can shape an organization. Talk about some of the best draft day deals of the last couple decades. There have been a lot of them.
Oh, there have been a few. I mean, just coming to mind here recently. How about when Kawhi was traded to the Spurs? That was a huge get. Go back
George
to how
Hill.
about Kobe going to the Lakers? McHale and Parrish coming to the Celtics. I mean, we've seen that happen quite a bit. And I tell you what, boy, it can really transform a franchise's future.
A different look for Dallas. Porzingis, he's checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Marjanovic comes in for Maxi Kleber. Hardaway is subbed in for J.J. Redick. Here's George, and then George with the jam.
And you know what? For me, these dunks show exactly how great an athlete George is. I mean, sometimes you're surprised that the basket doesn't come down with the force he punches it with.
Doncic right side. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
Boy, he's got to be kicking himself for failing to make that shot. That's money.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
Boy, George so long in all limbs, arms and legs, and he covers a lot of space in short bursts of time because of
Doncic. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. .107 left in the first half. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. And so it's Rondo bringing it up for Los Angeles. It's a 3-point game. And George, here we go. Zubac's the pass to Patterson. Leonard with the ball. Now guarded by Porzingis. George missing again.
We know how good a shooter he is. It's frustrating for him when he's not able to knock down that kind of wide open look.
Count the basket.
And they repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Outside Leonard. There's the pass to Zubac. George looking around. Down it goes. That's 4 made from the field. He's 4 of 8.
You know, he started slow, but now in the second quarter, he's finding his groove.
And this will be the last possession of the quarter if they're patient.
Yeah, they've got to hold for the last shot here.
Here's Doncic. And the layup's good off the glass. Doncic has got 11 points.
Well, you look at Doncic, so confident, even from this area. He knows he can make it happen.
Outside, George. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. It's been all about Luka Doncic for Dallas.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We welcome you back. Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Quite the tussle there in the first half, huh? The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. At the end of the period, they were up by 2. And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. Okay.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Porzingis is out there with Marjanovic. Then there's Hardaway. Then it's Josh Richardson. And it's Doncic in at the point. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks.
Not afraid to get physical there. Leonard makes the shot in spite of the contact.
Here's Doncic. Pass to Marjanovic. And the foul called on Marcus Morris. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Rajon Rondo's checked in for George. Porzingis against Zubac. Here's Marjanovic. And the rejection by Zubac. And that one's good. Marjanovic.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yes, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
Leonard the pass to Rondo. And no good. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. Hardaway goes in. And good that time. Hardaway has got the lead up to 7 now for Dallas.
Tip your hat to Hardaway Jr. there, guys. I mean, even in the face of aggressive defense, he stays focused and delivers.
Pass to Jackson. And we're just about a minute and a half into the 3rd quarter of basketball. 4 on the clock. On the wing, Morris. A rebound by Marjanovic.
Well, the defense got lucky there with him missing, but they don't want to chance that again.
And the dunk by Porzingis.
Well, what an athlete this Porzingis kid is, man. I tell you, you put the rock anywhere near him, and he's going to throw it down.
Outside Rondo. And the Clippers miss again.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Porzingis inside. Zubac defending, and he can't extend the lead to double digits. Leonard, no luck.
It does not get much easier than that, but somehow he came up empty there.
They get it again. Here's Porzingis, and it's good for 2. And now an 11-point Maverick lead.
Guys, you look at Porzingis, and it seems like he's got a knack for chasing down the ball on the offensive glass. Really good instincts.
Pass to Leonard. To end the run. It's hauled in by Richardson.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Doncic finds Hardaway. Releases. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Clippers trail by 11. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
The Clippers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line. About 79% of their free throws.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Brunson against George. Brunson kicks to Kleba. And the pass to Finney-Smith. Poke loose, and that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. Shot clock at 3, and out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. .137 left in the 3rd quarter. Outside, George launches it. It's rebounded by Dallas. Taken away. Oturu, the pass to Leonard. And the rejection by Cauley Stein.
You better come stronger than that. Cauley Stein, a presence defensively.
Mavericks on D. Just 4 points. That's all they've given up here in the second half. And then Leonard with the dunk.
Doing all he can so far, but they still find themselves trailing.
Mavericks leading by 7. Now Brunson. For 3. Batum grabs the miss.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
You know, when he was in high school in California, Kawhi won the state's Mr. Basketball Award. And you look at the list of guys who won that award over the years, it has a lot of the all-time greats on it.
Here's Finney-Smith. And contact. And, yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
So for the Clippers, Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Kennard in for Kawhi Leonard. First one falls for him.
And where Finney-Smith really made strides last season, his consistency from range.
And, you know, Greg, it was really his defense, the work ethic he brings, the effort level. I mean, that's always been there. I watched this kid play in college, and that's always been part of his package. But as an NBA wing, you've got to be able to knock down shots and help space the floor if you want to find your way into the lineup. And to Finney-Smith's credit, he's done that and has become a valuable part of the rotation.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Finney-Smith. Back to Cauley Stein. Clock at 6. Lays it up off the glass.
Nice work inside by Cauley Stein. Great tools as a finisher.
Outside, George. Lets it go with a 3. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
Well, it starts with defense. They got some stops, scored some buckets after.
We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Mavericks lead by 3. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ballgame. Los Angeles calls timeout. Let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Kevin, during the last break, I heard Tyronn Lue talking with his team. He said, guys, we don't want to play hero ball. We don't want to take threes that aren't there. There are better options when you run the offense all the way through. Kevin, we'll see if they can make that adjustment.
Taking a look at Los Angeles, they've got Paul George. Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Jackson, and it's Oturu in at the 5. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Morris. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Morris with the ball. That gives them the lead. And the Clippers lead by 1. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Clippers.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
And the Mavericks call time here.
They've been committing a lot of turnovers, and I imagine that's exactly what they're talking about right now. They need to tighten it up.
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Porzingis is checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Marjanovic comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Tim Hardaway Jr. is checked in for J.J. Redick. And Doncic is subbed in for Jalen Brunson. The Clippers also changing it up. Leonard, he's checked in for Morris. And it's Luke Kennard in for Reggie Jackson. Count that one.
That time Richardson defaulted to the mid-range shot. We know he can shoot them from deep, but mixing in that mid-range, it'll keep the defense off balance.
Doncic against George. Shoots from 14, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. George has got 4 this quarter.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Doncic outside. Out left to the wing. Marjanovic finds Doncic. Tries from 16, and it's Dallas with another.
You know what? It's really rare to see young players like Doncic have such offensive creativity in their game. Deadly from the mid-range.
George passes to Kennard. That falls. Nice speed that time from George. Kennard's got the lead up to 2 now for Los Angeles. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Now, here's Doncic. Pass to Marjanovic. Just 5 on the clock. Outside, Porzingis. Got it. Good job in the low post.
Well, you look at Porzingis and his size 7'3", he consistently torches defenders around the rim.
Outside, George. He gets that one.
They've been going to him an awful lot this game, and you can see why. He's pouring it on.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Porzingis kicks to Richardson. The 3 for Doncic. That shot missing, so Los Angeles will take it the other way. And now the fast break. George with the ball. And the basket by Oturu.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And you know you're going to get those buckets, guys, when you're quick to get out on the break. Get that ball up the court as fast as you can.
Doncic against Kennard. Shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Porzingis.
Great execution by Porzingis, showing you he can get it done in the clutch.
Leonard the pass to George. Porzingis with the block. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Marcus Morris is checked in for the Clippers. Rondo comes in for Luke Kennard. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Tell you what, for a young player, Doncic has already shown tremendous skill and feel for the game. Beautiful floor awareness there.
Passes to Zubac. Outside for Rondo. Leonard with no one around. Wide open, couldn't capitalize. For Dallas, they've gone 5 of 6 in the field to start the fourth quarter on a roll. There's Porzingis. It's good!
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game. Yes.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They're trailing by 2. There's 53 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And now we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Luka Doncic.
And his shooting percentage reflects just how efficient he's been. It's better than 50%, always a sign of a solid offensive performance. But his movement and his shot selection have also both been tremendous.
Back to Kennard. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's on Porzingis.
Opponents are physical with Kawhi just about every game, but as forceful a player as he is, he just doesn't seem to mind one bit.
Guys, that was critical. I mean, that's what we're used to seeing out of him, though, at moments like this.
Pass to Richardson. Leonard against Doncic. And there's the pass to Porzingis. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. And now they decide to foul intentionally. He hits the first one, and that gives them the lead. Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 2-point ball game.
That's just clutch work, really. That's all you can say. A little bit of D now, and they'll be out of here with the win.
In the corner, it's Richardson. Porzingis kicks to Doncic. Shoots over Leonard.
Oh, he gets loose before the hole.
How about that?
Gets the big-time shot.
And regulation now complete. We will go to overtime. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. These teams have battled tooth and nail for 4 quarters, and now we head to overtime. Should be a blast. And it's the Mavericks to start out. So the overtime period is now ticking away. Should be fun. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court for the Mavericks, they've got Marjanovic, Jalen Brunson out there with Josh Richardson. And there's Porzingis, and it's Finney Smith in at the small forward. Here's Porzingis. That's in for his 8th bucket tonight. A hot 8 for 11 shooting so far.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
And the Clippers call time here. Redick's checked in for Dallas. The Clippers trail. George passes to Kennard. On the wing, George. Brunson covering. Back to Kennard. Porzingis with the block.
Tell you what, Porzingis showing great timing as the anchor of the defense there.
That's his first personal foul.
Dallas shooting impressively throughout at 62%. Runs in the pass to Marjanovic. Left side, Porzingis. And the rejection by Zubac. And he's able to get it back. And they'll keep possession. Marjanovic. And finally, that one's good. And the Mavericks lead by 4.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
Those are free points you're giving away. Got to work harder on the glass.
From deep, George. No good. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. They've led by as many as 11 points. Here's Porzingis. Tries again over George. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, I tell you what, hard to contain Porzingis now. When he's being aggressive with it, defense gets a little shaky.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They trail by 4. 1:35 left in the first overtime. And the Mavericks with some changes. Hardaway's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Richardson comes in for J.J. Redick. And Doncic is subbed in for Jalen Brunson. Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5.
You know, guys, when I look at KP, I think he's got the talent to be a franchise player. As long as he stays healthy, I think he'll be a force in the league for a while.
And as long as they can keep doing that kind of work at the foul line, this league will be safe.
Pass to Leonard. The tray. It's good. That basket, he's now 5 for 9.
And, guys, that's the man you want with the ball in his hands on that critical possession. Kawhi being his best in the biggest moments.
And Doncic, here we go. Passes it to Porzingis. Back to Doncic. That's tipped. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. Second shot opportunity. George dishes to Leonard. Count it! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Boy, and just look at what Leonard is doing.
We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, I think you want to milk your possession.
Doncic with it. And the rejection by Zubac.
And they had a foul to give, but you want to use it on the ground.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but at least they did get the clock stopped. That is the one saving grace of that situation.
Jackson, he's checked in for the Clippers.
Can't afford any wasted possessions down the stretch.
The defense needs to be just as sharp, but it's not over yet.
Outside, George. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Well, you really have to like how George uses his body effectively down low there. I mean, the defense pretty much has no choice but to foul him in that situation.
Dallas calls timeout. They're ahead by 3. 16 seconds left in overtime. Guys, your thoughts?
And clearly they're in the driver's seat here, but they still have to get a stop. The main thing is they can't allow that open, quick look from beyond the arc.
So the first one drops, and that brings them within 2 here.
And George has learned a lot, and I think continues to evolve as a leader. He relishes the chance to deliver for this team.
And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Sure, it's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
And he does get the second one, and that will put them up by 2.
You know, he's the 3rd pick in the 2018 draft, guys, and Doncic seems poised to dominate this league for a lot of years.
A 3 from Leonard. Misses the 3. And an intentional foul right there. Gets the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So he gets them both, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And that's curtains for him. Some really good work at the charity stripe to close this one out.
So a close game sees Dallas taking this one. David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. And those are the starting lineups. Lots of interest. It's great to be with you on a D8.
Good evening, Kevin.
What a story. David, thank you. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Powell is out there with Giles, and it's Nurkic in at the center position. And for Los Angeles, Kennard is out there with Paul George. Then there's Batum. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Leonard in at the 3 slot. Now, here's Lillard. Pass to Nurkic. Plenty of experience, Greg, on the floor tonight. How does that shape what we're about to see, do you think?
You know, Kevin, this is one of those games where guys are going to be smart out on the floor. They're going to be in the right positions to make plays. And honestly, this could come down to who makes the bigger, tougher shots.
An efficient start here offensively, working it inside for the easy 2.
Now Lillard. Some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Powell finds Lillard. 5 on the clock. And that one drops.
And whether he's creating for himself or spotting up, Lillard's jumper is whizzing.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. First quarter, just over a minute played. And it's George finishing it off.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, G8, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
Yeah, coach is definitely pleased. That's the execution he loves to see.
Portland with the ball after the Clippers pick up 2. Lillard, the pass to Powell. Lillard against George. Kicks it out to Lillard. It's good.
The consistency of Lillard with his consistent probing on the defense, he's become Mr. Reliable at a very young age.
Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers.
Stolen by Zubac. To the middle, here's George. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates.
McCollum, no good. And thinking of Lillard, the numbers over his career are incredible.
And Lillard found his strength as a shooter, and boy, did he exploit it. He's been averaging 20 points per game almost his entire career, and he's kept adding to his game as one of the elite players in our league.
Oh, the movement off the ball is good. I mean, and the pass to hit him in stride is even better.
George finds Zubac. Back to George. Makes it off the glass. George has got 6.
Nice play by George. This is what size on the wing gives you, the option to pick your spot anywhere on the floor.
Now here's Lillard. Nurkic, the pass to McCollum. And the shot goes in.
You got to respect the intelligence of McCullough, a pro at utilizing the pick and roll. You can't let him get into a comfort zone.
Here's George. 6 points for him. Lets the 3 fly, and the 3 ball is good. He's got 9.
Well, he's perfect from the field this quarter. He's giving fits out there.
Lillard, the pass to Giles. Back to Lillard. Passes it to McCollum. And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. This one for 3. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession. And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Here's McCollum. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. And here comes the break. Here's Oturu. Anthony with the block. And he recovers it. And the basket by Oturu.
And that's why you never stop working in the paint at either end of the floor.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Lillard attacking, and Lillard throws it down.
Lillard is phenomenal at penetrating to the bucket with his speed, athleticism, difficult to slow down.
McCollum against Kennard. Zubac kicks to George. The tray. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. And now running up the court, Lillard pushing it up. It's a hand on it, and the second chance effort by McCollum. McCollum's got his second basket of the game.
He plays with so much heart, McCollum. I mean, is constantly battling on the court. This time, it's on the glass.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the... And catching up with Luke Kennard before the game, he discussed what it takes.
This game, it's...
Greg, you know this. It takes time mentally for the game to slow down.
It's a great point. This is why most championship teams are laden with seasoned veterans. You can't rush experience. It happens at its own pace.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Showing a lot of confidence in their rotation. They went right to that bench when they needed points.
Well, credit the coaching. Some guys wouldn't have made those substitutions in the first quarter. Now it's paying off.
On the court right now for the Trailblazers. Anthony out there with Derek Jones. Then it's Enes Kanter. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in at the 1. And so it's Morris with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. And Jones sends it back. The drive by Anthony. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
They needed that, and I love that he just didn't settle for the lay-in.
Here's Patterson after the Trailblazers pick up 2. Morris. Back to Patterson. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. 5 to shoot. Here's Morris. Drops in the short one.
How about the strength of Morris, shrugging off the D and nailing the shot?
Trailblazers trail by 7. McCollum deciding where to go with it. Fires for 3. Knocks down the 3 ball. McCollum's got 7 points in the game.
It was just a mystery what the defense was doing there. You never want to give him that much space outside the 3-point line.
Rondo passes to Jackson. Now Patterson. He's covered by Kanter. And now the fast break. Anthony with the ball.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
Oh, exactly right. Momentum shifting plays like that can change the tone of a game.
3-pointer. No good that time. And it's Portland the other way.
Well, Melo made his way back into the league last season. He was immediately a heavy minutes player for the Blazers. Looked good as a third scoring option for the team.
Now here's Anthony. The pass to Simons. Shoots from the elbow. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Simons has got it all tied up now for the Trailblazers.
And with Melo not having to bear so much of the scoring load, I think was good for him.
Yeah, especially since he took about a year off from playing. Melo had to take a long look in the mirror about how he can help teams win during his absence. But he clearly has something left to offer.
Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile 1 block we just saw on replay.
Close games can boil down to who makes plays on defense, and that is one heck of a rejection right there.
Now here's Rondo. No points in the game yet for him. Shot clock at 4. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Lillard with it. He has 6. Launches it. And with the rebound. The Clippers in the lead. Rondo passes to Oturu. It's good. Oturu's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Going to tally up another helper for Rondo. I mean, he just keeps climbing that all-time assist-less. Incredible career that keeps going.
Lillard, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
He's so aggressive at that end of the floor, and that's a quality all great scorers have.
1:15 left in the first half of the game. And it's Rondo penetrating over Lillard. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Portland's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Here's Cantor. Lillard against Rondo. And the basket by Lillard.
Got to D up Lillard at all times. You can't afford to lay off of him for a second. That's when he strikes.
Now here's Rondo. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And the wide open shot from Morris. Off target from three-point range. For Portland, they've gone 6 of 9 in the second quarter. Some good work from the field. Lillard again missing. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Jackson. Pass to Oturu. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. The Clippers shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. And he makes the first. For the Trailblazers, Harry Giles is checked in for Enes Kanter. Yusuf Nurkic comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And Norman Powell subbed in for Derek Jones. Giles kicks to Lillard. The shot. They get it back. From past the arc. The shot, no good. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game. Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. The period came to a close with
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, slicing through the gaps in the defense. I mean, getting many of his buckets in the paint.
Paul George is out there with Luke Kennard. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Batum. And it's Zubats in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. And so it's McCollum. He'll bring it up for the Portland Trailblazers. They trail by 1. Greg, I know you've played for some great coaches in your day. What is it that separates the truly elite coaches, in your opinion, from just coaches that are pretty good?
I think the one attribute that's most important for a great coach is consistency. And I've said this, you can coach a lot of different ways, you can win a lot of different ways, but you've got to be sincere and true to your principles and your philosophy. And those are the coaches, and I've had them that have done it different ways, but they've been the most successful. And listen, you've also at the professional level, you've got to have a presence about you. You got to have some charisma out there as well to get these men to buy in.
This was not what they had in mind coming out of the locker room at halftime. 4 shots so far and nothing to show for it.
Batum with the steal. Here's Leonard. Yep, that one goes in there. Leonard's got 6.
They needed that one. Maybe they'll get it going after 4 straight misses to start the half.
And a wide open look for McCollum. The Trailblazers rebound over to the left wing. Giles the pass to Simons. 6 to shoot. Here's McCollum. And there's a whistle. That goes on Harry Giles. That is his first foul of the game. Patterson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Outside, George. Here's Leonard. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark. For Portland, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. And it's Simons missing.
It's still early, but a 1-for-4 start to the half, that's a bad sign if you ask me. If they've got a can't-miss play, now's the time to break the glass and pull it out.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Jones comes in for C.J. McCollum, and Damian Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. And here we go, Trailblazers with a fast break, and it's sent back by George. And it's out of bounds. The Trailblazers able to retain possession here. Zubac is checked in for Patrick Patterson. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Anthony's checked in for Giles. How about that mobile one block we just saw? Amazing defensive work.
And guys, that's about as good a defensive play as you'll see. Instant reaction to get a hand to the shot.
And the call will be against Yusuf Nurkic. That'll be his second foul of the game. It's a neck-and-neck game here in Los Angeles. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter.
Well, it's great to see Lillard working on his defense. A part of his game that he's going to tighten up on.
From deep three-point range, and it's the Clippers with the rebound. Zubac has got his 5th rebound in this one. Leonard draws the double. Outside for George. That 3 off the mark.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. The Trailblazers making a switch here. Little's checked in. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. And here's George. 9 points in the game so far.
And guys, George puts pressure on an opponent at both ends of the court. Lockdown D at one, aggressive to get his own at the other.
The Clippers have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws, so those are numbers you'll be happy with.
Oh, he's never rattled at the stripe. Always has that nice soft touch on his free throws.
Anthony. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket.
That's the only way to hold him in check. He's got it inside. You got to have a body on him right away.
The shot's good from Kennard.
The range of Kennard's shot just keeps getting better. He's a real threat at the arc.
Boy, Greg, there is a lot to like offensively for Luke Kennard.
I tell you, he can shoot it. He's a crafty finisher and really improving as a passer. The question mark is the defensive end. 6'5" in height and wingspan, not elite tool, so he's got to get by on his instincts and his anticipation.
Still plenty of time for him to contribute in this game, but it's a tough stretch he's going through.
Out to Anthony. 59 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Kennard. And the call. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
That free throw missing.
Well, in high school, Kennard was named Ohio's Mr. Basketball twice. Only a handful of guys have done that, and almost all of them went on to become NBA greats.
Trailblazers trail by 5. McCollum outside. Pass to Lillard. From deep. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Lillard's got 13 points.
Lillard's so focused, even from way outside. He knows he can still make these shots.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Oturu. Banked in off the glass.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Here's Lillard, and then Lillard slams it in.
Can't do a lot to stop Lillard. He's amazing at absorbing contact on these drives.
Jackson passes to Oturu. Patterson down low. No good. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Clippers ahead. They lead. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Makes it a tough play to defend because you also have to guard against him taking it himself.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. And on the floor for Portland here in the fourth, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Giles is out there with Enes Kanter, and it's Powell in at the small forward. Here's Rondo, and he banks in the layup. And the Clippers lead by 2.
Well, a guy that simply brings toughness to the hardwood. Rondo, he isn't bothered by a little contact.
Out to the wing. Rondo against Lillard. Back to Kanter. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. And the Clippers making a switch here. George is checked in. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Nurkic is checked in. Rondo finds George. Back to Rondo. Lays it up off the glass. Rondo's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, for a point guard, despite shaky range, Rondo has a pretty good field goal percentage for his career. A lot of that is shot selection.
Lillard against Rondo. Lillard dishes to Nurkic, and Portland turns it over again. Now a timeout called by Portland. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Terry Stotts just went over his game plan with his team. He got on his guys about allowing too many paint points. He said, hey, we've got to be scrappier. We've got to be quicker to help, quicker to collapse the lane. You guys know what to do. Now you got to give me the effort. I want to see some nasty. Kevin?
Here's McCollum. Down low. 2 free throws coming up, and here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And pushing it up, here's Los Angeles. And yes, it's good. Leonard's got the lead up to 8 now for Los Angeles.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Lillard attacking. Kanter controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
When it comes to offensive rebounding, Kanter has led the league in offensive boarding rates. I mean, when you think about it, perhaps the best at picking up his teammates' misses.
Passes it to Oturu. Now here's Jackson. And it's sent back by Lillard. And he gets it back. Jackson passes to Oturu.
Oh, this is the impact Nurkic makes on the defensive end. Effective at reaching out and stifling shooters.
We're in the final quarter of play here. 3 minutes in. Lillard. Whoa, what a finish!
Run that back. I want to see the replay now. It's easy to forget about Lillard's hops. I mean, this guy has some sick dunks up his sleeve.
Giles checked in for Yusuf Nurkic.
As confident as it gets at the line. He wants to be up there in the tight ball game.
We've got 1:55 left in the fourth. Zubac kicks to Kennard. Back to Zubac. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Here's George. He gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
And it's really hard to knock George off his balance. He's just so long and strong. Nice take there.
Three-pointer, Lillard. The shot will not fall. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Powell with the steal. McCollum with the ball. And Batum picks him up defensively. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to 5 on the bucket from McCollum.
Love the poise of McCollum. He looks comfortable shooting in crucial moments of the game.
There's 1:17 left to play in the final quarter. Lillard against George. Inside, Powell with the steal. And now Lillard running the floor all by himself.
Lillard has a scorer's mentality. He's tremendous at going strong and earning a trip to the line.
And the Clippers call time here. They're in front by 5. 1:03 left here in the fourth quarter. And now, a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Paul George.
And I love that it's been a hard-charging performance. Jump shots have been kind of an afterthought. His main goal has been to attack the rim and put the D in some tough spots and also finishing strong.
And one thing you talk about with Lillard, great at all times, but absolutely lethal in the clutch.
And now you're in a great position thanks to those clutch free throws. One possession game now.
Now George. There's the pass to Ochuru. And it's Portland with the rebound. And they go to the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
He drops the first one, and that brings them within 2 here.
You know, if you got game, you got game. And we're starting to see more players come from small schools and going to become special talents like McCollum. You don't see it too often, but it's definitely start to happen. Shows you what happens when you put in the work.
30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Outside Leonard. Just 5 on the clock. Here's George. Got a piece of it. McCollum left side. Oh, off target. Pass to Kennard. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
And he commits the intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that will put them up by 2.
And you know, you go back to that horrific leg injury in Vegas back in 2014, and Paul George hasn't just made it back to the NBA. He's come back a better player.
Now a timeout called by Portland. They're down by 3. 5 seconds left in the game. Guys, what's your take?
And with this much time, they should be able to draw up a play and get themselves a decent look from the three-point line. Still, the D is going to be waiting for it in a contested 3. Never an easy shot.
Three-pointer, Lillard. The 3 won't fall.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. Hi, thanks for tuning in to 2K Sport. And they'll have some minutes to make up for with an injury in their roster.
Missing a valued contributor, that could be a challenge. We'll see how they answer the bell.
The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Enes Kanter, and it's Jones in at the 3, the small forward. And for Dallas, Hardaway and Porzingis in at the forward slots. Josh Richardson out there with Luka Doncic, and it's Marjanovic in at the 5 down low. And tonight, a battle between conference rivals. These teams, Brent, know each other very well.
Very few surprises for either opponent tonight in this game, Kevin. I think they actually send Christmas cards to one another. They know each other that well. Who is going to execute when it matters? That's going to be the difference.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
Yeah, a quick little lean like that is going to get the ref's attention. Foul call.
Here's Doncic. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball.
That's a jump ball.
And so here's Portland. Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Back to Lillard. Portland moving the ball around. McCollum kicks to Lillard. The pass to McCollum. There's the 3. And Damian Lillard with the bucket on the assist by McCollum.
Well, if you go to Lehigh, of course, you're going to make smart plays. McCollum good at sensing when his man was going to be wide open.
And Doncic, here we go.
How about the head of steam he's able to generate right there and just gets to the rack really easy.
Here's Lillard.
And McCollum has done a lot to improve his impact on the defensive end. Very active with his hands and how he challenges shots.
Well, the blocks numbers last year jumped up a bit. That's kind of a nice indicator of what you're talking about, GA. And he just doesn't get tired. And if he can give some more on the defensive end like he's shown, it's going to help out the team.
Porzingis with the block.
Yeah, good luck getting a shot over the 7-foot, 6-inch tall wingspan of Kristaps Porzingis.
A second chance effort, and Lillard gets it to go. Lillard's got 5.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, right now I don't see any let up. I think he's going to just keep putting his foot on that gas pedal tonight.
Now, here's Doncic. Here's Porzingis. Here's Marjanovic. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
That's a defensive breakdown. You can't let him get that deep.
Yeah, how do you let him get a lounge chair down there and be comfortable in the paint like that?
Lillard against Doncic. And it's Lillard missing. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Here's Richardson, and Dallas again with the bucket.
He's got to pay better attention to Richardson, one of the better shooters on the roster. This time he gets it done from the mid-range.
1:49 left to play in the first quarter. Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Shot clock at 6. And the rejection by Marjanovic. From 17 feet out. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
How about that, mixing in the mid-range J. Hardaway finding some room out there to shoot one off.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That is his first foul of the game. And Dallas going with a whole new group out there. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Robert Covington's checked in for Nurkic. Carmelo Anthony comes in for Enes Kanter. Powell, he's checked in for Jones. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Mavericks leading by 3. 1:06 left to play in the first quarter. Brunson, good.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Here's Simons. Brunson covering. And it's Simons missing. The Mavericks have gone 6 of 8 in the game so far. A very solid start for them. No good from Finney-Smith.
He's not the guy that you want to give a wide open look from 3-point range. They're lucky that that one doesn't cost them.
Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
Here's Finney-Smith following the basket by C.J. McCollum. A shot by Kleber, wide open. Second chance shot. Here's Cauley Stein, rebounded by Anthony. And so it's Anthony bringing it up for the Trailblazers. They trail by 3. Covington dishes to Anthony. It's McCollum on the wing. Outside Anthony. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum.
Melo showing some muscle. Impressive right there with that physical finish.
A good close contest so far. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
Well, this is the edge that great rim protection can give you.
Yeah, you can't be careless with your shot selection out there because some of them are getting thrown back.
J.J. Redick is out there with Jalen Brunson. Then there's Cauley Stein. Then there's Maxi Kleber. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3. So that's who Dallas starts the second with. Brunson with it. To the left side wing. Pass to Cauley Stein. Dallas moving it around. The shot by Redick, no good. Portland trailing here. Anthony kicks to Powell. Pass to Giles. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
That's excellent. Get the ball down deep inside and cash in on a simple basket.
Brunson the pass to Cauley Stein. Kleber against Anthony. Back to Cauley Stein. Little with the rebound. And for Portland, they're shooting at 50% in a decent groove. A nice shot by Simons.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Brunson, no good.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
2 points. That one goes. Anthony's got the lead up to 5 now for Portland.
Anthony still running the floor well, even at this stage in his career. Gets out and coasts right past the D.
Throws it up high.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. Simons surveying the D. Pass to Powell. Lets it go with a 3. The shot misses. And it's Dallas the other way. Kleber inside. Stolen away. And again, Portland running the court in transition. Anthony kicks to Powell. And the 3 off target. Mavericks trail by 3. on three as they bring it up. From about 16, Cauley-Stein grabs the board. Cauley-Stein's got his 5th rebound in this one. Redick with the 3. Powell pulls it in. Trailblazers leading by 3. Little passes to Powell. Here's Giles. Brunson covering. Powell. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Now in the free agent race last year, for your money, Greg, who would you have rather taken? Kawhi and PG, Kevin Durant and Kyrie.
Oof. Oh,
wow.
I tell you what, it's a tough call. You know, Kawhi's got a couple Finals MVPs. KD's got a couple. Kyrie's got a ring. It's a tough call. I mean, PG is more than capable, man. I think it's a toss-up, partner.
I agree. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. 2 open that time. Made it look too easy. Doncic has got 6 points.
And he's capable of scoring from anywhere, really. Doncic has a strong grasp here of the mid-range.
Lillard against Doncic. Lillard dishes to Cantor. Now the pass to Powell. And the dunk by Powell.
Like the execution there from Cantor. Usually likes to score, this time with the pass.
And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. And Marjanovic with the slam.
Very little resistance against that throwdown.
Nope, not what they want to see in a game this close, Greg.
On one side, inspiration. On the other, devastation.
Cantor finds Lillard. The basket is good. That's his 6th attempt and his 3rd make.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Doncic against Lillard. Trying to get open is Marjanovic. And it goes down 2 points. He's got 8.
And guys, the intelligence is evident. When the pick comes, Doncic often makes the right read.
Nice D from Porzingis.
Defense is tough as it comes right there. He's a hard man to deny when he gets the ball to the rim.
Doncic outside. From 12 feet out, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. And it's now only a 1-point Trailblazer lead. For Portland, they've gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second, 5 of 10. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Lillard with no one around, and Cantor able to finish.
And it's not a secret. Cantor is a major factor on the offensive glass, thanks to his size, strength, and excellent hands.
Doncic passes to Richardson. No good off the back of the rim.
His touch from mid-range, that's almost always good. That won't shake his confidence.
And the dunk by Powell.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the 2-hand slam. The Trailblazers have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. Doncic looking it over. Count it. Doncic has got 8 points in the quarter.
And when you want Doncic, he's one of those guys who kind of just slithers around until he finds an opening, and then bam.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the 3rd quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We welcome you. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. Their field goal percentage was a robust 50%. Thanks for joining.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
He's definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
And you want these kind of nights where you can start to see those openings before they happen.
Here's who Terry Stotts is starting the second half with. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Enes Kanter is out there with Jones, and it's Nurkic in at the 5.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Got to hold firm or you're going to get a call.
A tremendous mobile 1 block that we had to see again. Great send back.
Emphatic with the rejection. You've got to appreciate that kind of forceful defense.
Fast break, here they come. Porzingis with the block. Doncic outside. Nurkic with the block.
Nurkic seeing an opportunity there to make the impact defensively with the block.
And it's Jones finishing it off.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. 18 feet out. Porzingis passes to Doncic. 6 on the shot clock. Floats one, and he makes that one. Doncic has got 14 points.
The defense tried, but Doncic gets through. Luka able to put a smooth release on the shot despite the contact.
Jones, the pass to Nurkic. It's McCollum on the wing. Passes to Cantor. Richardson against McCollum. Porzingis with the block. Right side Hardaway. Yep, that one goes.
Tim Hardaway Jr. with the ball on the floor there. Very decisive to get in there on that move.
Lillard dishes to McCollum. Back to Lillard. Fires from deep. Pass to McCollum. Pass to Nurkic. Over in the corner, Lillard. And it goes down 2 points.
Smart and aggressive. Lillard repeatedly dominating the pick and roll set.
Here's Doncic. 14 points for him. Richardson kicks to Porzingis. Rebound by Nurkic. And Boban Marjanovic picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Marjanovic. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Luka Doncic. Anthony's checked in for Portland. Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Shoots the three. They grab their own miss.
A fundamental footwork and boxing out there that allowed him to rip that ball right off the rim.
A different look for Dallas. Maxi Kleber comes in for Porzingis, and J.J. Redick is subbed in for Richardson. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Powell, he's checked in for Derek Jones.
I'm not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one.
And the basket by McCollum.
Now McCollum a blur that time in transition. A quick-footed guard who runs the floor like a gazelle.
To the right side. Cauley-Stein against Nurkic. Now here's Kleber. He's guarded closely. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And Anthony sends it back.
How about Melo rising up quick to that one there? Nice shot clock.
Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession for the Trailblazers. Giles comes in for Yusuf Nurkic. And it's Simons in for Lillard. Brunson kicks to Kleber. Brunson scanning the floor. Drains the three-pointer. Brunson's got 5 now.
No way he's going to pass that shot up. The D is way too far back and relaxed in getting out on it.
McCollum finds Anthony. And a wide open look for McCollum. And again, it's Portland converting.
Sweet to be a difference maker in the game, and he's been a great option for them on these possessions.
From deep three-point range, C.J. McCollum with the rebound.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
And so the ball's out of bounds. Powell touched it last. Porzingis, he's checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. And it's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for Dallas. Now Brunson. He has 5. Kleba, the pass to Porzingis. And the layup's good off the glass.
Porzingis playing with some heart now, never giving up or into the defense, muscling through that difficult shot.
Here's Simons. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. It's the Trailblazers up by 3. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Jalen Brunson out there with J.J. Redick, and it's Finney Smith in at the 3. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Here's Anthony. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Melo showing that he's still got it down there, gets enough space to get up and get to the rim.
And here's Brunson. And the pass to Kleba. And the foul called on Porzingis. That's his first foul. And the Mavericks with some changes. Marjanovic checked in for Maxi Kleba. Hardaway comes in for J.J. Redick. And Doncic is subbed in for Jalen Brunson. Enes Kanter's checked in for the Trailblazers. Yusuf Nurkic comes in for Anthony. Here's Simons. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And he knocks down the first one. Richardson, he's checked in for Dallas. And a switch here also for Portland. Little, he's checked in for Norman Powell.
You can tell he's feeling confident right now at the line, and when he's on, he can be lights out.
Doncic outside. From deep. Doesn't go for him. Now Portland takes it the other way.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
And that's a foul called on Porzingis. That's his 3rd foul of the game. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. Lillard comes in for Anthony Simons. McCollum passes to Nurkic. Back to McCollum. Takes a 3. It's rebounded by Dallas. Porzingis has got 4 rebounds in this game. Hardaway with a wide open look. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
Well, that's a rhythm shot, and when Tim Hardaway Jr. finds that kind of rhythm, he becomes a much more solid offensive option.
Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Nurkic kicks to McCollum. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5 for 8 night shooting.
Nurkic getting more and more comfortable at finding the open men on this team.
The 3 for Doncic. Here's Marjanovic, and Marjanovic with the slam.
This can make it so much easier for your teammate when you throw that lead pass that gets to him right on the money, whether that's on the run or in the shooting pocket.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Now here's McCollum. And a deep 3 from Lillard. The offensive rebound. Oh, no, he may have gotten injured right there. He's in a lot of pain.
And this would be a terrible blow. Hopefully it's less serious than it looks.
Well, looking at his face right there, you can tell he's in a lot of pain, and there's a lot of trepidation right now on that team's sideline.
Robert Covington's checked in for the Trailblazers. Here's Doncic, and it's sent back by Lillard. And that'll be Dallas as it goes out of bounds. Mavericks retain possession. The Trailblazers making a switch here. Powell's checked in. Here's Doncic. Basket number 8 is all good. He's attempted 12 shots.
How about the poise? from Doncic right there. He ups the ante when it's a critical possession here in the game.
Lillard with it. Knocked away. Here's Doncic. He makes his 9th shot of the game. He has only missed 4.
And that was the right call. But when you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Yeah, whether it's teammates or the coaching staff, hopefully a combination of both, but gets close. He's getting the ball.
And it's good. 2 points.
That's a tip of the cap there, always wanting to take the big shot for his team. Lillard makes more than his fair share.
Doncic outside. That one finds the mark. It's the 10th time he's done that tonight on 14 shots.
Incredible. Doncic decides he wants to take over, and that's his personality. He comes up with the goods on that one.
And it's Lillard missing. The Mavericks have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Doncic kicks to Porzingis. On to Hardaway. Here's Doncic. Here's Marjanovic. And contact. And here we go. A coach's challenge has been initiated. We'll have to now review the personal foul in question.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Covington dishes to Nurkic. He kicks to Lillard. From deep three-point range. And so the big win by Portland in a tight game. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight. Our cameras caught the Clippers arriving at their building in...
Kevin, thank you.
Indeed. Something special, David. Thanks. Now, a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Bogdanovic is out there with Porzingis. Then it's Josh Richardson. Then there's Luka Doncic. And it's Hardaway in at the small forward. And for the Clippers, they've got Paul George. He's out there with Jackson. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Ivica Zubac. And it's Oturu in at the four-man position. And that one drops for him. Deep benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players, but you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
Well said. Here's Doncic after the basket by Los Angeles. Really left alone that time.
The reflexes on Porzingis can surprise you. For a big, he plays with great quickness.
Outside Jackson. Here's Leonard. Mavericks with the rebound.
What a defensive play. Gets the stop and does it without fouling.
Here's Porzingis. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time.
Outside for Jackson. Pass to Oturu. Clippers moving the ball around. Just 5 to shoot. Porzingis with the block.
And with his length, Porzingis can be very disruptive on D. Not easy to get the shot off over that huge frame.
And Doncic gets it to go.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
It makes sense, right? You're trying to get off to a fast start, and he can help with that.
Nobody near Leonard. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Just a little off to start this game. 1 for 5, looking to find some kind of rhythm.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Fantastic anticipation. He has active hands. Even though he doesn't come away with the turnover, he's disrupting their offensive flow.
And Doncic, here we go.
Finding a little rhythm here that they have to like where they're at.
They're playing well. They're building momentum. This is how they can turn a small lead into a big one.
The three from George. That shot misses. Now Dallas takes it the other way.
In OKC, Paul George showed he can be an MVP caliber performer. With Kawhi on the Clippers, he could be that 1B or that 1A.
Building up a big early lead, they have taken charge of this game.
Play calling has been fantastic. They've been a step ahead of the defense since the opening tip.
And it's really hard to knock George off his balance. He's just so long and strong. Nice take there. And PG, you know, he has the versatility to succeed in different roles. Doesn't have to dominate the ball.
Yes, and if anything, he's more comfortable scoring within the flow of the offense. With his all-around impact, doesn't need to force things to make winning plays. But if you need him to, he can.
Now George, following the Porzingis miss from deep. Oturu, the pass to George. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Ooh, the craftiness of PG-13. Awesome job pulling the defender and jumping into the contact. The homecoming for Paul George, playing in LA with the Clippers. They gave up a king's ransom to OKC. 5 first-round picks and Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Dallas making a switch here. Dwight Powell's checked in for Porzingis. Maxi Kleber comes in for Marjanovic. J.J. Redick's checked in for Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Tim Hardaway Jr. Kennard, he's checked in for George. Rondo against Brunson. From downtown, it's rebounded by Doncic.
And guys, the Clippers were willing to give almost anything for PG because they basically got Kawhi Leonard in the deal as well.
And let's remember, GA, he could have been a Laker. They would have had to trade away the second pick in the 2017 draft, that or Brandon Ingram. Their loss became the Clippers' game.
Brunson the pass to Redick. Kennard against Doncic. It's good on the putback.
and their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Rondo scanning the floor. That one doesn't go. Now Dallas takes it the other way. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Stolen. And here we go with Batum heading to the hoop. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
With a high basketball IQ and improving playmaking abilities, Luke's growing as a distributor.
Here's Doncic. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Doncic has got 10 points.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
It's stolen by Rondo. It's been all about Luka Doncic for the Dallas Mavericks. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
This is exactly what you want to see if you're a coach. Your team starting fast and playing with confidence.
Kennard is out there with Morris. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's Oturu in at the 5 down low. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Brunson the pass to Redick. Over to the wing. Down low. In the corner, it's Morris. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper.
I'm not sure the defense affected that shot. That was just a blown gimme.
And it's Doncic missing.
This is the shot you want right at the rim. He just couldn't deliver.
And Morris throws it down.
And not a next-level athlete, but Morris has the ability to face up and beat his man off the dribble.
Near the three-point line, it's Doncic. Cleveland. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. Rondo against Brunson. Count the bucket, and he's got a free. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
The free throw drops for Rondo. Greg, you showed toughness and grit when you played. You've got to succeed in this league with those things at the forefront, right? Being tough, being gritty. And there are several players whose style you admire that play like that.
I mean, no doubt about it. You have the superstars, the Kawhis, the LeBrons, who continue to do it. They can intimidate you physically, but they also provide tremendous skill set. But two other guys, Russell Westbrook, Jimmy Butler, they're also guys that exemplify that toughness. You know, two guys, when you look at those two, a lot of people didn't project them to be what they've become, and it's impressive to watch them take the floor night in and night out.
This is just one of many areas where Redick has improved, reading the floor and finding his guys for good quality shots.
Hardaway against Jackson. And the dunk by Jackson.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
This is a close-knit group. They feed off one another's energy.
Now here's Porzingis. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That's his first foul. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Stolen by Jackson.
Yeah, tough entry pass. You want to kick the ball down low, but you have to be crafty about how you do it.
Fast break, Dallas. Hardaway finds Porzingis. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Rondo passes to Zubac. There's the dish to Leonard. From 13, the putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Richardson outside. To the wing right side. Passes it to Cauley-Stein. 6 to shoot. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. Los Angeles making a switch here. George is checked in. Dwight Powell's checked in for the Mavericks. Marjanovic comes in for Cauley-Stein.
Substitution for Mavericks.
4 on the shot clock. Drops one in from the wing. Doncic has got 12.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Jackson passes to Zubac. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. They've led by as much as 10. And Hardaway gets it to go.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Now George. From outside the arc. Powell pulls it in. They time it right. They can end this quarter with a 2 for 1.
And that's how you want to end the quarters. Just impress with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's George. That one goes in. He's got 6.
Excellent concentration from Paul George, overwhelming the aggressive defense with his strength and determination.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Marjanovic. It's hauled in by Zubac. And here comes Leonard, leading the fast break. Jackson misses. Ahead, here's Marjanovic. And the rejection by Zubac. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet. Luka Doncic had a huge first quarter. He had 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. And from what we saw so far from the Mavericks, Kenny, what's your take?
Well, they were determined.
And that...
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
He's been very effective on the move, forcing the action, getting to his spots, and finishing plays.
Here's who Rick Carlisle is starting the second half with. They've got Marjanovic. Doncic out there with Richardson. And there's Porzingis. And it's Hardaway in at the 3, the small forward. And again, folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving. and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Morris outside. Left side, Leonard. Shot from the low block. Oturu's shot is off. Dallas leading by 5. Richardson dishes to Doncic. Trying to find Porzingis. Gets it to him. And the dunk by Porzingis.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
George against Richardson. George with the bucket.
Terrific play. This is why you run your offense through him and live with the results.
Doncic looking it over. Ring shot on the way. They get it back. Great positioning on the putback.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
George against Richardson. Shot is good, and the Mavericks lead is cut to just 5 points on the basket from Paul George.
3 out of 4 coming out of the half, showing good execution on the offensive end.
Pass to Marjanovic. From the left block, and no good that time. Clippers have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Pushing the action, always working for the best shot. Nice drive by Kawhi.
And Doncic, here we go. Count the basket.
I like what he's doing here. Terrific efficiency scoring the basketball.
Both teams deciding to change it up. Dallas shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Rondo drives in, plays it up, and banks it in. Rondo's got 5.
You got to respect the attacking mindset of Rondo. Always looking to go right to the cup.
And Doncic throws it down.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And the defense knows he's relentless. You have to try and match that intensity.
Outside for Batum, and too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Reggie Jackson's checked in for Rajon Rondo. Now he's checked in for Dallas. And a chance there to look back at the stunning mobile 1 block a moment ago.
And that's what a team needs when they're trailing. Energy on D.
Here's Doncic. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. There's the foul against the Clippers.
You just never know what Doncic is going to do. I mean, which is one of the reasons he gets the defense to foul.
And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Redick against Kennard. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That's on J.J. Redick.
Trying to defend Kennard. You know he can hit shots with limited space. That helps him get you off balance. Promising start for Luke Kennard. End up missing extended minutes with injuries. Hopefully he can stay healthy this go around.
Runs in the pass to Powell. Now, here's Kleber, defended by Batum. That one good for 2.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy. And Kennard's moving into the starting lineup for the first time last season.
And to add to that, he had a larger role offensively. And at the same time, his efficiency increased. That's a good sign.
Offensive rebound. Oturu. There's the triple. A shot by Batum, no good.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Defensively, they've had no answer for him this period, and he continues to stay aggressive.
Here's Jackson. He's got 6. And there's the pass to Oturu. A three-pointer off the mark. Dallas leading by 10. Here's Doncic. And it's off the back rim. No good. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for Los Angeles. Morris, no good. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Doncic against Kennard. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Mavericks lead by 12.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Jackson. And yes, it's good. Jackson's got 8 points.
Able to switch gears at a moment's notice. Jackson beating his man off the dribble.
Here's Brunson, and he uses the glass on the layup. Brunson's got the lead up to 12 now for the Mavs. The drive by Jackson. No good on the last second attempt there. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. It's Dallas as they end the 3rd quarter. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
This is why you preach teamwork. Some of the most spectacular plays are the ones where guys are feeding off one another.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Rajon Rondo is out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Oturu in at the 4. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Richardson gets a wide open look. No good on the triple.
It's so hard to keep the defense honest when you miss wide open looks like that.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those 2.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Marjanovic is checked in.
Power move from PG-13. He's added a lot of muscle to his frame over the years, putting it to good use right there.
Paul George.
He hits the second from the line. Dallas leading by 11. Brunson with it. Outside, Porzingis. Lots of room. That one a little long.
Everything worked except for the outcome. You want him to shoot that every time.
The shot by George, no good. Dallas shooting it as well as you're going to see, 67%. Porzingis passes to Marjanovic. Back to Porzingis. Richardson outside. Dallas moving it around. Out to Hardaway. Shot clock at 5. Here's Marjanovic, and he finishes nicely on the layup. And the Mavericks lead by 13.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Here's George. Zubac trying to break loose. The shot by George, no good. The Mavericks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. Richardson finds Porzingis. That one goes. Count it. 14 points for Porzingis.
Give Josh credit, taking the challenge offensively, discipline, and that's a beautiful pass.
Here's Rondo. Mavericks with the rebound. Marjanovic has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Richardson the pass to Marjanovic. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Free throw dropped from Marjanovic.
They're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
Luka Doncic, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Clippers trail by 17. Right side, George. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
You expect him to make that, especially from that distance.
Hardaway from outside. Dallas, no good that time either.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Leonard kicks to Rondo. No good from outside.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Richardson outside. To the inside. And the rejection by Zubac. And now the Clippers on the break. George with the ball. It's good.
Well, Paul knows the defense is locked in on him, so he takes advantage and finds the open man.
Rondo against Doncic. Right side Porzingis. Stolen by Zubac. And now the Clippers on the break. Here's Rondo. Cans the shot with nobody near him. Mavericks leading by 13. And here is Doncic. Outside, Porzingis. Back to Doncic. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Doncic has got 13 points here in the second half alone.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Dallas.
You know, their big advantage was points in the paint.
And they found a way to pound the ball inside. And that was working all game long.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys. And looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Luka Doncic.
I thought he did a good job of filling out the defense early on. Then once he found his groove, he stayed aggressive throughout.
Doncic against George. Marjanovic kicks to Hardaway. No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. That three off target had some space there after the little pump fake. And George, here we go. He can't get it to go. Good D by Hardaway. And so Doncic will bring it up for Dallas. 18 points separating the teams. That's the biggest lead of the game. Hits it from three-point range.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
And guess what? It's going to be a fun flight home. Total team effort. Big win on the road.
The first free throw is good. And good on the second, so he makes them both. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Well, for the Mavericks, they can just run out the clock. Here's Brunson. Another three for Dallas.
Taking no chances. They go on one last run to seal the deal.
Not messing around at all. They were focused, relentless, and they got the job done.
And that's right where they wanted to go with the ball in rhythm.
The three from Porzingis. So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. Up next, it's great to be with you on a Monday. DA, it's
Kevin, thanks very much.
Portland is indeed one of the great cities in the NBA. David, thank you. Looking now at the lineups for both teams tonight, some names out of action.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Here are the five for the Clippers. Paul George is out there with Jackson. Then there's Patrick Patterson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubats in at the center. And for the Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Anthony. And it's Covington in at the three. Oh!
My goodness. Now, Paul George is an exceptional athlete and demonstrating his insane dunking skills there. Get this guy in the dunk competition.
Lillard against Jackson.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And Kawhi Leonard, one of the league's most dominant rebounders, Doris, from the wing position.
Board man gets paid. That was his motto from back in high school and college. It's all about hard work and earning your keep, according to Kawhi. Well, the coach loves this kind of ball movement. Anytime you create something inside the free throw line, you know it's a good look.
Lillard outside. He kicks it to McCollum. Patterson against Anthony. Lillard outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The three. They grab their own miss. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
A physical big. Nurkic embracing, going up and attracting the contact when he's trying to score.
First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. And here's Jackson. High post, Zubac. Leonard on the wing, defended by Covington. Shot clock at 6, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Now, this is a small forward who, because he's 230 pounds, can hold his own down in the low post. That is nicely done.
Lillard dishes to Covington. Pass to Nurkic. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Nurkic kicks to Lillard. Lets it go from deep. And that one is off. And the Clippers will come the other way. George. And George with the stuff.
Adding to their advantage, trying to find a way to blow this one open.
One of the things they're doing is identifying favorable matchups and then going at them.
And Lillard gets it to go. Boy, your alma mater, UNLV, Greg, has produced some great NBA players over the years. I mean, so many great names.
No doubt about it. Listen, I got a special place in my heart for my former teammates Larry Johnson and Stacey Augmon.
Right.
But also guys like Sean Marion. You go back to Reggie Diaz, who was a tremendous player. And right now in the league, you got Kim Birch, dunk champ Derrick Jones, and an up-and-comer in Christian Wood.
Good mentions. Here's Anthony. That one, no good. And the Clippers will come the other way. Here's Leonard. And it's good for 2.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Lillard surveying the D. Dishes it to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Launches a 3. Tries again. And Nurkic lays it in.
And just a massive player. Nurkic's combination of size and strength helps him on that offensive glass.
Outside, George. Pass to Patterson. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Well, a convincing finish by Patrick Patterson, giving us a demonstration of the kind of power he has at his disposal.
There's 53 seconds left in the first quarter. Out to Anthony. Back to Lillard. And there's the feed to Nurkic. Sweet move, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Nurkic has got 6.
And such a polished player near the basket. Nurkic feels comfortable taking those in-close shots.
And stolen by Lillard. And now Portland on the break. And the basket by McCollum.
I tell you what, they won't be down for long if they can get some more early offense like that.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Zubac the pass to Leonard. And finished off by Leonard.
There's just so much force that Kawhi plays with. It is what allows him to rise up and put it down with authority.
And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game. We've got 13 seconds left here in the first quarter. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Here's Mann. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Yeah, you got to respect the awareness level of Rondo. When his teammates have a clean look at the basket, the ball gets there without hesitation.
And so it's Los Angeles in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. We come back right after this. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Well, you come in thinking they're going to settle for perimeter jump shots. Think again.
They've certainly made the commitment to pounding the basketball into the painted area, and boy, is it paying dividends.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Batum is out there with Luke Kennard. That's Rajon Rondo. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's man in at the 2 guard. Clippers leading by 6. The pass to man. Here's Oturu. Banked in off the glass. Oturu's got his first 2 points.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Out left to the wing. Here's Giles. McCollum feeling it out a bit. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
And with that great handle and high basketball IQ, McCollum remains a lethal pick-and-roll option.
And McCollum on the floor, all business. Off the court, he's a very outspoken player, very colorful guy. And Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind. A media position after he's done playing is a very real possibility if he chooses to.
Now here's Jones. Cantor dishes to Jones. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. A 3 from McCollum. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
Outside Rondo. Passes it to Oturu. Lets it fly. Morris trying to free himself up. Bank shot. No good.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
And the basket by Jones.
Well, everyone's seeking those high percentage looks in the restricted area. Nicely done there.
Rondo is doubled. Pass to Kennard. From the arc. Outside for Rondo. Now here's Kennard. To the middle. It's deflected. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Jones is running. Here's Simons. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. And now just a 1-point Los Angeles lead. Rondo scanning the floor. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Little's checked in. Pass to Giles. Just 5 on the clock. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Little gets the bucket.
That's a defensive breakdown. You can't let him get that deep.
One of your keys defensively is do your work early and push him out of his comfort zone.
Here's Rondo. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on Enes Kanter. I think of you in a New York Knicks uniform, legendary arena you played in. What was that experience like?
Kevin, intense. I remember the first time I suited up in a preseason game. We played the Dallas Mavericks. Both teams went up and down the court 3 times and nobody scored, and the fans started booing. And that's when I knew this is a little bit different. You better bring your A game.
And thicker skin, correct?
That too, yeah. Fortunately, there was no social media or internet back then. Goodness gracious.
You have to have the vision to find the open man. Beautiful pass.
Lillard against Rondo. And Lillard kicks to Little. Lillard outside. Over Rondo. Lillard finds Nurkic. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Lillard's got 3 assists now in this one. Rondo against Lillard. Rondo passes to Kennard. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. And the Trailblazers making a change here. Covington's checked in. Here's Morris. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Jacks up a three. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Lillard. It's rebounded by Rondo.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
And there's the pass to Zubac. Kennard on the wing. Clock at 6.
Listen, simply put, he's got to finish that. It's not like the defender was right on top of him.
And a deep three from Lillard. From beyond the arc and then some. Lillard's got the lead up to 2 now for Portland.
You know, you love your star players making others better, and Melo with the vision there.
So that'll be it for the first half. Fair? All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back. Some struggles for Portland in the first quarter. A big part of the problem was their defense. And that
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. One guy who's been getting it done is Jusuf Nurkic.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
It felt like his work on the interior really gave this offense a boost. Let's see if he can dominate the rest of the way.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court right now for the Trailblazers. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Anthony is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in at the center, filling out the middle. On up the court. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist by George. Leonard's got the game tied up here for the Clippers. And so it's McCollum with it. He brings it up for Portland. Out to Anthony. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Maybe he rushes that just a little bit, who knows, but he couldn't have gotten a better look than that.
Patterson passes to Leonard. Off target with his 3. And here are the Trailblazers now. It's Covington on the wing. And stolen by Patterson. Here's Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Boy, in a tight game like this, that can change the whole tone. It helps your opponent get into a little bit of a rhythm.
And when Lillard's hitting the tray ball, it really opens things up for him. As good a passer as he is, he becomes a major headache for the D if he gets hot from beyond.
Here's Zubac. Outside for George. Offline with his 3. The Trailblazers have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Back to Covington. Portland moving the ball over. The drive by Nurkic. Leonard against Lillard. Back to Nurkic. Fakes it out to Covington. Nurkic can't hit.
All right, time now to pick it up. You're 1 for 4, and you certainly don't want to give your opponent momentum.
Leonard, no luck. Portland leading.
When the story of Kawhi Leonard is told, it will be about the hard work being the secret of his success. Here was a guy who was not the most vaunted prospect in either high school or college. But boy, he kept his eyes on what he was after, and he kept working.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. And the Clippers with a change here, too. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Zubac.
Well, don't let Kawhi's quiet demeanor fool you. This guy has athleticism and explosiveness. How about that in style?
Powell, no one around him. Portland, no good that time either. And Doris, you were talking about Leonard's work ethic. Going back to San Diego State, he used to come in at 6:30 in the morning. No lights on in the gym, so he brought his own lamps. I mean, the guy was dedicated.
No doubt, Kevin, and that has been the through line of his career. First to practice, last to leave. He has that hunger to improve, the drive and the desire to put in the time to be great. There's a price to be paid, and he's willing to pay it.
Here's George. Drops in the breakaway layup. And now a 5-point Los Angeles lead.
Well, this guy flat out carrying the load for them offensively. He is taking and making good shots. What a terrific job.
Powell dishes to Cantor. Shoots over Patterson. Cantor kicks to Little. 5 on the clock. Passes it to Powell. Over Patterson. He can't get that one. And the Clippers will come the other way. George passes to Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Loving the energy right now here in the third quarter as they try to take control of this game.
You know, possessions like that will help them feel good going into that final quarter.
Here's Simons, guarded by Jackson. He gets it in there.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Clippers leading by 5. Outside, George. From deep. And Cantor pulls it down. The Trailblazers have gone just 25% from the field here in the second half. They're 2 of 8. Gets it to go. That one good from Giles.
Well, you love to see Norman Powell be unselfish and find an open teammate. That's pretty.
Jackson with it. Pass to Patterson. Back to Jackson. Leonard looking over the floor. Ball's knocked loose. Pocket 4. The shot by George. Wide open. From outside, off the mark. No good on that one. Kawhi Leonard has been on display for the LA Clippers. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And we'll be back with you shortly. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate. And how about the setup this was?
How about the secondary playmaking you are getting? Great to have that from the shooting guard spot.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George, and it's Rajon Rondo, and it's Morris in at the small forward. It's good from long range.
And we've seen Lillard hit that shot before. He has no fear when it comes to the deep three.
Outside, George. Three-pointer. Lillard with the rebound.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Boy, I love seeing Cantor distribute the basketball. If you're open, this guy will find you.
Rondo against Lillard. Here's Batum.
And you know what?
And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively and involving the coaches by being able now. The challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Anthony's checked in for Jones. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Terry Stotts went over with his team. With this game in the balance, he really came after his guys. He said, this is our time. Right now, be in the moment with each other. Do your job, and I promise you we'll win this game. Back to you.
Here's Lillard. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got 4 rebounds in this game. George with the bucket.
That's not an easy play. Paul George is an extraordinary player. Keeps his eye on the bucket at all times.
Lillard, the pass to Carmelo. Back to Lillard. To the right side. Knocks it loose. Feeds it to Cantor. And the rejection by Zubac. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. George has got the ball. And Batum kicks to Rondo. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Now George. Fires the 3. Portland grabs the miss. Lillard's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's McCollum. It counts. And the foul. It's on Rajon Rondo.
Doesn't quite have the height, but boy, does McCollum have the heart. He's a relentless finisher in traffic.
Patterson, he's checked in for the Clippers. Leonard comes in for Morris. Outside Rondo. Pass to Zubac. Kicks to Patterson. Anthony against Leonard. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Zubac, that's good.
There's a certain resiliency to this team, and you're starting to see it.
No doubt, keeping it very close. They're going to have to step up even more to get over the hump here.
Here's Lillard. Shakes him. He takes it up and lays it in. Lillard's got 10 points here in the second half.
Proof positive that Lillard is worthy. That's talent you can build a franchise around.
Here's George. And it's Portland with the rebound. Lillard misses.
I'll tell you, most of the time this guy's going to finish that, but that was tremendous defense that prohibits him from completing the play. Wow. How about Paul George commanding the basketball when his team needs a basket? Go to work, sir.
Rondo with the steal. And now the Clippers on the break. Leonard with no one around. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. And the Clippers lead by 2.
Wow, big time delivery from Patrick Patterson. My goodness, in a big moment delivery.
Lillard outside. There's the dish to Nurkic. McCollum outside. Shot clock at 6. Takes the 3. But they get it back. It's hauled in by Zubac. Here's Leonard. Yes!
And that one sends the bench into a frenzy.
I'll tell you, these guys have worked so hard together. Everyone pulling in the same direction. Beautiful to watch.
Lillard dishes to Nurkic. Back to Lillard from deep. It counts! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
That's one of those clutch shots he's known for. When the pressure is high, he seems to be the most locked in.
There's 25 seconds left to play here in the 4th. Zubac finds Rondo. Here's Patterson. They get the rebound. Good!
Oh, my goodness. Patrick Patterson. The crucial possession. The veteran says, I got this, fellas.
Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Fires the 3. So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close one. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap